What's up guys and welcome back to another Wynand Crypto video. The most massive airdrop in cryptocurrency history is about to drop, and if you're holding XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, BNB or BAT, you're about to get paid. This isn't just another small token giveaway, we're talking about something that could change everything. Stay with me now because I'm breaking down exactly how you can claim your share that you need to do right now, and why this could be the opportunity you've been waiting for. Plus, I've got some shocking Ripple news that's going to blow your mind. What's up, crypto family? Before we dive into this game-changing information, if this content helps you make better crypto decisions, smash the like button. It really helps to get this in front of more people who need to see this. And we're pushing hard to get 1K subscribers in the next month, so I need your help to make that happen. Alright, let's talk about what's everyone calling the Glacier Drop. This is Cardano's midnight airdrop and it's absolutely insane in scale. Here's Charles Hoskinson explaining what's happening.
So here's what we're going to do with Midnight, launching soon. We're going to do a token drop, airdrop, called Glacier Drop, brand new distribution mechanism. And if you hold Bitcoin, Ether, Cardano, XRP, if you hold Avalanche, BNB, if you hold Brave, because we like the bats people, if you hold any of these ecosystems, you already have it. Congratulations. It's for free. Just airdrop it to 37 million accounts. And you can do whatever the hell you want to do with it. You can ignore it and put it in the corner like a lonely dog. You can sell it. You can burn it. You can say, I really hate that Charles Hoskinson guy, so I'm just going to find a way to weaponize it against him. I don't give a shit. It's yours. It's your property. Anybody can take it. And what this is going to do is it's going to bring the entire industry together. It's going to bring all the people together. And it's going to give them a new way of thinking about things. The other magical part of it is the dual tokenomics model that we have. The idea of having a token and a capacity unit, which means that you can pay in any asset you want and it just works.
They're launching something completely revolutionary with Midnight, and they're doing a token distribution called Glacier Drop. This is a brand new way of distributing tokens, and here's the crazy part. If you hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, XRP, Avalanche, BNB, or BAT, you're automatically qualified. That's it. You already have it just by holding these assets. They're airdropping to 37 million accounts across the crypto space. Once you get it, it's completely yours. You can hold it, sell it, burn it, whatever you want to do with it. The genius behind this is that it's bringing the entire crypto industry together under one umbrella, creating a unified community across all these different blockchains. The really innovative part is their dual tokenomics model. They're introducing both a token and a capacity unit system, which means you can pay with any asset you want and it just works seamlessly. This is exactly why I keep telling my community that ADA is definitely in my top 5 picks for this bull run. When I started talking about this, ADA was around 50 to 60 cents. Now it's sitting around 80 cents. I'm predicting ADA could hit $10, $20 this cycle. And if you're looking for something with lower risk potential, ADA should definitely be on your radar. And you guys, I have a special trick for you, which nobody seems to be using, and I cannot wrap my head around why. Because if you sign up through my link down in the description onto the BTCC exchange, you get a 10% deposit bonus, and now stay with me here. Now here comes the important part. If you have any trading capital on any other exchange and you move it to your newly created BTCC account, you get, on top of your capital you moved, another 10% extra trading capital. As an example, so if you move or deposit 100K to your account, you get 10K for free. I'm not kidding. I really don't understand why nobody's doing this. To me, it really seems like people sometimes are too lazy or just don't like free money. I mean, like, I cannot make that account for you. You will need to do that yourself, alright? So let's jump back into the video. And now here's something procedural but important news from the Ripple case. The court basically said this is procedural. Nothing more, nothing less, but the judge doesn't appreciate that the SEC just completely flipped its position after all these years of litigation. Judge Torres is clearly not happy that the SEC tried to do things the easy way for years, failed, and now they have to do it the hard way. The SEC is doing a complete 180-degree turn here. So, after taking up years of the court's time, only to go back on everything they previously argued, there's still more to come in this case. but this shows the court's frustration with how the SEC has handled this entire situation. Now, Eric Trump recently made some interesting comments claiming the SWIFT system is outdated and predicting it will all be overtaken by crypto. It's great to have someone of this nature and of this stature finally understanding how important cryptocurrency is becoming.
That's probably the two, and the willingness to again say yes. Back to the first part of our interview, the willingness to actually look forward and realize that the modern financial system is broken, it's slow, it's expensive, and there's nothing that can be done on blockchain that can't be done better than the way that the current financial institutions are working. SWIFT is an absolute disaster. There's not a week that goes by that I'm either trying to send out a wire on a Friday afternoon or trying to receive a wire on a Friday afternoon. You're worried if you're going to hit that 4 o'clock cutoff time, where you might not see your, whatever funds you're supposed to be receiving in the ordinary course of business, for another 72 hours or whatever it might be. It's insane. Why do banks work 9 to 5, with a long lunch break, Monday through Friday? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's, you could go try and get a mortgage in the United States or really anywhere else around the world, but, you and, whoever your spouse is, you could sit there for 90 days, 120 days going through and know your customer with a bank that's literally been your banker for the last 25 years, and it takes you, 120 days to get a mortgage to buy a house. By the time you get the mortgage, the house that you want to buy is already gone and, your dream's already imploded. Like, this isn't modern finance. This is incompetence. Try and transfer money across the world. You want to go buy a watch. You want to go buy a car. You want to go, do whatever it is. The banks take half of that. You have currency conversion rates. You have all sorts of things. You have to find a branch bank in a country with a banker you've never spoken to before. You don't even know if they're, a real life banker or if they're a fraudster. Whereas you can open up a DeFi app right now. You can open up, any cryptocurrency app, and you can send money wallet to wallet instantaneously without the expense, without the variability. Our banking system is broken. Our banking system is antiquated. Our banking system favors the ultra wealthy. And what actually got me into it is the fact that I realized our banking system, it was weaponized against the vast majority of people in our country, either the people that don't have the zeros on their balance sheet or people who might have worn that red hat that said "Make America Great Again." And it forced me into the crypto world. And I'm telling you, if the banks don't watch what's coming, they're going to be extinct in 10 years.
Here is David Schwartz from Apex 2024 speaking to what will be driving the value of XRP the next few years. Apex 2025 is looming near, and we will be having some clips from that as well.
But our first question is around, really what's going to be driving value to XRP, particularly kind of around the cross-border and sort of more like enterprise payments and financial use cases.
Yeah, so you guys can all see the question on the screen. I think the big thing that's gonna keep XRP like in its central role is its privileged place on the XRP ledger. XRP is the only token that you can pay transaction fees in. It's the only token that every account can receive. The payment engine entering pathfinding always looks for XRP liquidity first, and XRP is auto-bridged through the order book, so XRP liquidity is sort of preferentially taken over to other types of liquidity just from order crossing. So XRP is always going to have a special place as a sort of liquidity tool on the XRP ledger.
And now this next part blew my mind. Listen to Cardano's founder, Charles Hoskinson, explain where he thinks Cardano's growth will come from.
And we look in the next 5 years, our big area of growth is likely going to come from XRP and from Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Because we can do things for them, and that's a win-win. And when you add that together, that TVL is going to be 4 times larger than Ethereum and Solana combined.
Hell yeah. Whenever XRP's ledger or Cardano can outperform Ethereum, I'm okay with that. To be honest, Ethereum is no longer revolutionary technology. There are just too many layer 1 and layer 2s that outperform Ethereum today. Here is something to remember. When XRP is more valuable, it will make the solution more valuable because it adds liquidity to the network at a higher value. XRP can transfer a higher value than other cryptocurrencies. When in 2018, XRP was over $2.50 a token, Ripple's co-founder and former CEO Chris Larsen was among the richest people in the world because of his XRP holdings. Matt Hamilton said in 2018, if XRP is more valuable, it will make the solution more valuable because it brings liquidity onto the network. With higher value, XRP can represent a higher value than other currencies. If you take a step back and see the overall picture, all of the insiders are saying the same thing. This is the time. You need to be attuned now. Check it out.
Bitcoin is the greatest distraction from the greatest disruption that is coming to financial services. I think AI is probably the other big disruption there, but and there's so much noise around a lot of things like FTX and others. But if you bring the technology down to its core value, it does three things. One is it allows a payment mechanism. Number two, it allows smart contracts to be programmed into the token. And three, because it's a general ledger, it has a source of truth.
The largest distraction currently is individuals thinking Bitcoin is the solution to economic freedom. If you compare Bitcoin's function to XRP, Cardano, XDC, XLM, Algorand, or HBAR, it's not even within a similar zip code. We're talking about the future of finance versus what has essentially become a collector's item. Do you see how Maxis aren't even attempting to promote Bitcoin's technology anymore? Their narrative shifted from this is future technology to it's a store of value. Yes, gold and silver are stores of value too. Bitcoin might be more transferable, but for financial services, banking, payment systems, stablecoins, tokenization, real-world assets on-chain, debt on-chain, real estate, all of it, Bitcoin cannot offer. 7 transactions per second. Visa's peak capacity is around 50,000 TPS. Visa would typically process 3 to 5,000 TPS but can be scaled up on demand. I believe XRP Ledger can and will keep pace with the transaction volume. Breaking news. South Korean retail speculators are pouring into XRP and Doge, pointing to reviving risk appetite among speculative players. South Korean investors simply adore XRP. XRP is the most liquid digital currency on Korean exchanges, followed by Doge, then Ethereum, while Bitcoin trails behind. Korean investors have a full appreciation of XRP's true value in the blockchain universe. That's it for today. Smash that like button, subscribe, and put your XRP predictions in the comments.